Go ahead.
Okay, so we're in the office here with our team that is leaving for Thailand, our filmmaking team, and they're getting ready to leave actually this week. And I just thought it would be interesting to hear, you know, what makes you guys want to go to such volunteer lengths to do an amazing it's amazing to us, what you're doing, and why?
50% guilt, and I don't know, 50% desire to actually help, probably. No, I think, like, I mean, personally, I mean, I work in the film industry, I work in Hollywood, and it's a fairly unrewarding thing in terms of, you know, sort of feeling good about yourself as a person and actually doing things to sort of help people. And, you know, I mean, I was raised by my parents to really, really try and help everybody that you can, and then I kind of got this job that really doesn't help anyone. And, you know, I feel called at a much deeper level to actually go and do something, you know? And so what an insane opportunity to sort of use those kinds of filmmaking skills that I have with something that's actually going to do something for the world. So it's a nice balance for me, at least.
I've just had a year of saying yes to whatever shows up, and so this just felt like another opportunity to really help. I've been doing a bunch of various community outreaches this year just because
I'm as a crusader.
We like crusaders.
Just call me Joan. No, I come from the film industry too, and I was really disheartened by you know, the sort of feeling that the commercialization is the do or die part, and not the ability for film to really communicate an important message and promote change. So this is sort of a perfect storm of both filmmaking and helping.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah. And yeah,
Leia, you were the ringleader.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm so grateful for you guys that I'm not going by myself. But
would you have gone by yourself? You probably would have.
I was ready to go by
She
myself.
had a handy cam.
She had said yes.
I have my little HD camera.
Oh, we were gonna go with our little handy cams and just
Yeah.
hope for the best.
Yeah.
So, luckily there's someone who knows how to use
Yeah,
it.
we actually we got a really great you know, in-kind donation from a kid. This guy named David Aguilera, who I have never spoke to before, and I emailed out a bunch of my friends asking for, you know, we're trying to find a really good camera to use. And a friend of mine posted it on her blog, and he saw it and just randomly emailed me and said, I've got this camera. I mean, it's like a really expensive, really high-end professional camera. And he said, you know, take it, you know, it's yours and use it, take it to Thailand. So he somehow, Emma and I went and met him, and he trusted us to, you know, take this camera,
He's still paying off.
Which he's still
Oh
paying for,
We're gonna
and
pray
you know,
over the safety of
really,
the camera.
It's
We've waterproofed the case.
you know, it means a lot to him, and you know, and it's good. I mean, it's such a blessing because we really are going to be able to get some really nice looking stuff with it, I think, and you know, I'm so thankful that guy just stepped up and he just showed up out of nowhere. So it's really, you know, as much as it's a case for you of us kind of appearing out of nowhere, for us too, all the things have fallen into place. So you know, yeah.
It's also an insane opportunity for us to get to go to Thailand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. We're here to
these
provide
amazing people.
opportunities for you.
Yeah.
Leia, we didn't hear from you yet. What prompted?
A lot. You know, for the past couple of years, I've been learning about this topic and going to all these events and just getting as much information as I can and wanting to help. And I've just decided that I am. Yeah. That's the White Sox theme.
Sorry.
Just gotta keep on believing. Don't
Yeah,
stop.
I just I want to help. And in LA, a lot of the times you find that it's hard. Like, you want to donate your time and efforts, but a lot of times organizations, like, they don't know what to do with their volunteers. And so I just really I was like, I gotta make this happen, or
yeah, the first time I met you, I remember it stuck in my head, the thing you saying. You're like, I wanted to help, but I couldn't figure out how to do it, or that nobody could tell me how to go about doing it.
So talk about how you got this off the ground.
What?
Why don't you talk about how you got it off the ground?
Just Okay. Well,
The original plan before we became.
yeah. Well, I was, like I said, trying to volunteer all over LA for this cause, and was getting more and more frustrated, but having a great time coming every week to the luncheons at Giving Children Hope, and hearing the speakers and meeting Jenise and Melissa. And so I had a particular morning of frustration on the volunteer front, and was driving to a luncheon and was just like, what am I supposed to be doing, and what do I do? And I just kind of, it clicked in my head, like, just go to Thailand, put the motion, or put it in action yourself, I guess, is what I sort of thought. And so that's when I came to Jenise with, hey, what if I went as a volunteer, and how would you guys feel about that? And Jenise had already had it in her head for a while.
I just didn't have Leia in my head.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, that would be great, because we have this event that's focused on this project, and forgetting that Leia comes from the film industry, hey, you could, maybe you could video some of that. And she said, okay, well, let me, we set up a time for like 2 days later to come in and let's talk about this project. And I was like, wow, wait a minute, Leia's in the film industry, and what have I been praying for? A documentary? And I'm just going to ask her, and she's going to think I'm crazy, and she's probably going to be like, what? That's not what I said I would go do. But, I looked at her and I said, you don't get if you don't ask, and I'm going to put it out there, and, no pressure, you can tell me no, but I have been trying to tell our story, and the way to tell our stories is to focus on one community and how one community can be impacted, but our story is so much more than that, and maybe we could use this project as a way to tell that story and actually shoot a full-length documentary. And she kind of looked at me like I was crazy. And then she said,
you have to understand that Leia had trouble getting the footage from her camera onto her computer. So, there was like some...
Like a really old computer.
Maybe some logistical issues that started to cross her mind when you said that.
But, she didn't say no. I said, is this something you'd be interested in? And she said, actually, yes, it is. And then she said, would it be okay if maybe someone else came with me? I don't know if I'm the person to be behind the camera, and so it started evolving into a team. And this has been, is it a month ago that you came?
Yeah. The 25th was when the emails started circulating about whether this could happen, the 25th of August, and then we will leave on the 25th.
Yeah, so Friday, in a very short amount of time has this whole project come together, and I think we still, we don't really know what the outcome will be, because in this kind of work, there's so many variables they can't control. And that's, I'll just put it out there, that's hard for me, because I don't want to let down and disappoint, and, you want it to go as you've planned, but there's so much out of your control, and that's where I'm just like, okay, God, you're in charge of it all. I'm going to pray that it comes together, and it'll come together as it's supposed to, and I think having a really flexible team is helpful, because things change when you're on the ground, and the story ends up looking different than you thought ahead of time, because guess what? I can't see what's there. So
well, we fully expect the story to reveal itself to us, as we go there. We're just going to go, and open-minded and just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. And,
so, it's exciting. This has been something I've personally been praying for a couple of years, and it's funny, people, there's these stereotypes about Orange County, and, there's stereotypes about Orange County for a reason, but, and I've had them. I grew up here in Orange County, and I've had those stereotypes. I left at 17, and I was never coming back, but since I've been back, I've said to people, that's not the world I interact in. So all those stereotypes that exist, I know they're there, but I don't know them. I see people like yourselves willing to go above and beyond and do amazing things, and that's my experience here in